Another thing too is I like to get to know. I like to get to know people. First of all, I like to run my mouth anyway. So, but I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna start right here, and y'all tell me as we sit down and say who you is. Okay. What's your name? Who you is? Talk to me.
Damon. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
My name is Damon.
Hey, Damon.
Damien.
All right. Damon.
This is my son. He's 20.
Okay. All right. Woo-hoo. All right. And you?
Marsha Goodson.
Okay. Mama of Damien.
Mama of Damon.
Okay. All right.
I have 11 children total, but
Okay.
I have 6 living at home right now.
All right. All right. All right. Populate nerves. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What's up? No, you sit there and say, I wonder is he going to call me? Yeah, I'm calling you. What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Stephanie Cox.
Stephanie Cox. All right. All right. Born and raised where?
Here in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. What part of Dallas?
It's Dallas.
Just Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, just Dallas. All right. Talk to me.
Hey, first and foremost, Elder Chance, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
All right. Me, myself, I'm proud military.
All right.
All right. United States Army, 84 to 1990. I'm originated out of Oak Cliff, Texas.
Okay.
Right in your area.
That's it. That's my hood. Mess with my people if you would. Okay. Go.
I'm out Union Street, Marcellus, and
Okay.
over in that area. I'm looking forward to hear what you have to say to us
Run
today.
my mouth.
Yeah. Do what you do.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Ontario, Texas, finest.
All right. Talk to me.
Oh, me?
No, you.
I'm Takazman Williams. I'm from Waxahachie.
Okay. Okay. We used to be Waxahachie up in football.
So you say.
Yeah. Now, basketball was a different story. Y'all used to grow some trees down here. I know y'all was doing something illegal on here. Too tall. What's up, sis? Talk to me.
I'm Janice Rondo, born in Dallas, raised in Corsicana, Texas.
All right. All right. Coach Campbell got it. What's up, sis?
Trishina Clabb, born and raised in Waxahachie.
Okay. Waxahachie. You got some Waxahachie folks. You holding the phone.
Really?
No, you right there. No.
I'm Keisha Lett, born and raised in Chicago. I live here in Waxahachie now.
Okay, Chicago. Right,
My name is Tina, and I'm from Midlothian, Texas.
Midlothian. Okay, that's right away.
My name's Alan, and born in Oak Cliff, raised in East Texas. Yes, I was born in Stevens Park.
Okay. I was over there on 4614 Vanderbilt Drive. Fruit Day. All right, sis.
I'm Glenda Burton. I was born in Duncanville.
Duncanville.
Yes.
All right. All right.
And I'm living here in Waxahachie now.
All right. You know, your street, that's where my cousin is, out of Arkansas. Pastor Perry. His wife is my cousin.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And Lee and what's the name of the guy that do the barbershop?
Okay.
They're my cousin.
Not Sneed. Not him. Yeah, because I learned my uncle preached your anniversary when God had me shut down doing the book.
Yeah, Pastor. Yeah, your uncle.
Pastor John.
Yeah, John P. Brown was. That's my papa. He took care of my daddy. Y'all, when my daddy was down with cancer, and I moved back here. Uncle, we all had moved down to Turtle, out of South Dallas. He was on the right. We was in the middle. Pearson's was on the left, down there in 148. This is before they built the new 20. On down there was on all just old 80. Wolves would come up to the back door. And I'm telling you, when I would get home, because I was going to school, I had to go from Dallas, drive back, because I was then still working at Parkland Hospital, and I was going to school at El Centro. Papa Brown would be there by my dad, singing, holding his hand, praying for him, and giving him his shots to make him comfortable. And I tell you, When I say it was a village, it was a village. So, here's a question. What do y'all think of me right now? After hearing all that, what do you think?
I think you're awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You're just ordinary to me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ordinary.
That's what I like. Because you know what? There's one thing I got to tell, because now for all of you from Oak Cliff, and nobody Oak Cliff down there where we are, you know, that's hood right up above. We call it the Beast up there on Bunny View and Oakwood up there, you know, and we down there. And it's one thing I let my brothers and sisters know, please. You know what? I may have a gift, but I ain't no closer to God than somebody who smoked crack yesterday and accepted him. No close.
Say that again.
No close. Am I better than any? Man, please. As my aunt say, keep living. Because what you all are doing now, y'all just don't know. It's bigger than yourself. It's bigger than yourself. When I was out there on those ships, and I would have to leave my wife, one of the things that broke my heart is when I have to come back and leave back out, and my wife would be crying, but I knew what I was doing. That's what it's bigger than myself. And two, what I do right now for the Department of Army, I am there at the military processing station. The very morning they brought me in this man's military, doing the same thing. I moved from the testing to the operations area, and I find myself telling those young kids right now, because their lives will never be the same. It'll never be the same, brother. And but the thing that they are doing is they're making a decision for the better, for the greater good. Number one is they put their life on the line. They're putting their life on the line so we'll be able to do what we do. Does that make sense? And that's a lot. What you all are doing right here, trust me, it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. Because I ain't so dumb to think that one of y'all might be the next surgeon to keep me alive. You don't know which way God is going to have it. Now, at the time when I was born, in the early 60s, for a foster child, especially a black child, I remember when I got ready to find my biological parent, while I was working at Parkland, I had some friends down in the records. And when I told them I was finding them, of course, all the records then, and this was in the summer of '97, they had put all those records on microfiche, so they had to go back down in the basement and pull all that stuff out. And when she did make me copies, she told me to come down there and get them. And when I looked on there, I remember the stories my mama used to tell me, how they used to take me back in the park. And as a matter of fact, they told my mama, when they called him and told him to come get me, says, don't put too much into him because he's going to die anyway. Oh, oops. They didn't know the God that my mama knew, you know. But when I'm looking at the records, and I'm going back, and when I'm getting ready to find my biological parents' name, and I'm looking through there, and I'm seeing where they used to stay. And, on there, it just had Black Baby on there, and laughed. And I had a good friend and an attorney and a mentor that we did our homework, and we made the decision. And if you notice, when she was reading December 24th, what day is December 24th?
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve night. Me and my wife, I made a decision, because then I had went from Parkland to First USA Bank, and I remember that evening when we had gathered the information and was looking at it, and I called. I says, you know what, I found the address, and I kind of pinpointed. And by me working at Parkland, you know some things, and I had called down there because of HIPAA. You know, they can give you a lot of information, but you know the right questions to ask. So I called down there to the local hospital, and just to see had she been there to see if she was still in the area. And sure enough, they gave me some favorable words. So I called my wife. I said, you know what? She said, you gonna go? I said, we're gonna make it do what it do. And y'all, it was in, I don't know if anybody been to Arkansas? Y'all been to
Little
Arkansas?
Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock? Well, you know, I never, I think Daddy had took us to Arkansas, Razorback country, because we went up there, he was looking at some land. But that was in 1975. This was 1997. I had never been to Arkansas, especially that part, until then. And then, I didn't stay on the highway because it was my first time. I didn't know. I went off on, I believe it was 82 that goes out to there. And that's that's through the woods. But it's Christmas Eve night. And you all, let me tell you, when we started out, it was daylight. By the time because I got off late at the bank, and we headed down there, and by the time I got off 30, getting off 82, it had started getting dusk. And it was all right. But by the time, it seemed like it just got dark quick. But God, there was a full moon that night. And as we was going through 82, and again, it seemed like we were driving for days, that moon stayed in front of us. And it was almost like it was day. But by the time we got to the road where to turn off, that moon had cleared. And I'm telling you, the darkness was black as her shirt. And we missed the road. But again, the mofo say, but God. We backed up. Past the house, but the first house that I get to, we saw a light on, we got out, went there, and I'm asking, I said, my name is Nikki Chance. It was Nikki Moore. And I said, I'm trying to find a Dorothy Grissom or a Mattie Faye Moore. And they were looking at me like, Dorothy Grissom, Mattie Faye Moore. Now, anybody from Arkansas also know, nobody goes by their full name, their real name. Everybody goes by their nickname. Yeah. And so they're looking at me, and it was a house full of old woman and kids around, and I said, yeah, and I called out the address. And one of them says, oh, Mama, he talking about Sally and Aunt Della. I said, no, I'm looking for Mattie Faye Moore. And oh, no, you just passed it up there. And so we got back in the car, we headed back down the road. Little did I know, guess what? I was talking to my first cousins.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
By the time we pulled up in the house, now there was always a matriarch of the family. By the time I got to the house, and that's country, y'all. I'm talking about country. By the time I got to the house, I could hear my grandmama on the phone. They had called my Aunt Snoop. Y'all get that? That wasn't her name, but they had called Aunt Snoop. And by the time I get ready to knock on the door, I could hear my grandmama coming. They're here. They ready, let's go get the door, they're here. And she set the phone down. And she came to the door. And I'm knocking again. She said, who is it? I said, my name is Nikki Chance. It used to be Nikki Moore. I'm looking for Mattie Faye Moore or Dorothy Grissom. She said, well, I'm Dorothy. I said, and so she had opened the door. And she said, who did you say you were? And by the time I could get it back, she hollered back, Sally, here your boy! And now down there, they love snuff, and it's because that 3-dot snuff. How many of y'all know about that 3-dot snuff? I see your head shaking, and you put it like that. And she opened the door, and my grandma she had this signature grunt. And Mama, bless her heart, because again, y'all heard, my mama was chronic schizophrenic and bipolar all her life, but obviously she had been on the medicine. She was good, and Grandmama kept her that whole time. Because when they took me, Mama had my oldest brother, and I have a sister that I'm looking for now. Little did I know that sister of mine was born in the same clinic for which there was only one black doctor down in Turtle at the time, and particularly one that could deliver black babies. Little did I know, guess what, when we moved down to Turtle in '74, that was the same doctor that delivered my sister.
Wow.
Talk about God. I'm still looking for her. But God. So, she opens the door and Grandmama running around and Mama come out of there. And you have to know, Maddie Frey Moore, Mama didn't play. Anybody would tell you, my Mama didn't play. She walked out there. She said, hold on, devil, hold on. You don't know who this is. She said, why you say you my son? I said, your name is Maddie Frey Moore, right? Yeah. And I said, your date of birth is? Yeah, I said, your social security number is? Yeah, hold on. Okay. And by that time, Grandmama went back to the phone. Snoop, Sally's born, man. I know it's Sally. Before morning came. Oh, man. That was the news, all right. But you never know. You all y'all sitting here, don't discount what you're doing. Y'all with me? Is this making sense? Don't discount what you're doing right now. Don't do it. Because let me tell you, I got a God that can turn a dungeon of shame into a haven of good hope. Y'all hear me, don't you?
Yep.
Thank you, Father God.
She has a niece. I know your daughter. Is it your niece? Her niece right now. We've been dealing with her niece for 3 years. On and off. On and off. Her niece used to, unbeknownst to us, used to sleep on the back porch of our church. We didn't know. When I would be outside cutting the yard, I used to always wonder, who in the world be leaving makeup kits? And one day, it was after church. And some of my folks came back in and says, there's a young lady sitting on a house, because there's a house that we own that we're renovating, turning into a mission headquarters that is going to be commissioned in collaborating with you all. Y'all just don't know it yet. But she was sitting on the porch doing her nails, and that's what she loved to do. And they came and said, there's a young lady out there sitting on the porch doing her nails, and we asked her. I said, well, did y'all go over there and was that? Yeah, but this was one of them. And then some more of mine who had just walked outside and went out there, they came to me in the office. Pastor, there's a young lady out there sitting on the porch. And I'm just laughing because I didn't tell them about the first one. I said, well, did you go out there and ask her name? Well, no. I said, well, go out there and see what you want. And by that time, you know, Shay, all I want to do is just sit here and do my nails and just have my peace. That's all I want. So when they came back and told me, I said, okay, roger that. I went out there and I says, sister, she said, sir, will folks just leave me alone? I said, well, sweetheart, no, we just concerned as, hey, you can sit there as long as you want. She says, do you want to do your nails? And I said, do your nails, do whatever. If you need anything, you know where we are. Y'all, that would lead to a 3-year relationship, on and on. We used to, me and my chaplain, used to go 10, 11 o'clock at night to get her niece off the street. We done visited the hospital about 3 or 4 times where she got hit by a car.
Mm.
But God. We was praying that God would arrest her and at least get her somewhere to where she could get some help, because, again, she's also bipolar. She's also in it. But guess what? He did that. She's in jail right now, but you all, that's a good thing. Because now, guess what? She's in a place and they put in a program. Yeah. And she's getting her meds. And guess what? Once she gets stable, y'all, let me tell you, God got to work for her. Well, what you saying that for, preacher? Don't discount where you are and what you're doing right now. Y'all, I'm telling you, it may seem crazy. Does it get hard? Yes, it does. Do some people get on that last nerve? Yes, they do. But let me tell you, and this is the truth, God is not done. Keep living. Keep living. I'm telling you, keep living. Would I ever think that I would be brought back to South Oak Cliff doing what I was doing before my wife died in June of June 9th, 2015. She and I was getting ready to get dual citizenship. She was going to retire. She was at Parkland Hospital just as long as I was in the Navy. She was at Parkland for 33 years. We was going to get dual citizenship. We was going to hang out in Belize. And we was going to chunk deuces. That wasn't God's plan. She went home to glory. I had to hold on to a faith to know that this man knows better than me. And at this point, y'all, let me tell you something. I'm a big enough fool to have learned to I accept what God allows. But I tell you, keep living. Keep living. When you don't think that it's working, trust me, He's working. Even if you don't see it, trust Him enough that there's somebody just higher than your pay grade that He got it in control. The only thing you got to do is don't throw in the towel. Because if you do, you'll never see it. And then, not only will you never see it, but as He's working out your gift, again, remember, this thing is bigger than you. You're going to hinder somebody else's blessing. Because there's folks in need of your gift. You might say, well, what gift, preacher? Keep living and find out. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Don't worry about failure. You know what? If you ain't failing, then guess what? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't learning. You ain't learning. Everybody fail at something. And all failure is opportunity. How else will you learn that if something works? Anything that man makes, it breaks. You know? How will you know if you have faith if it never was tested? Whether it was to the fault of somebody else or to the fault of our own, y'all know, we can mess some stuff up on our own account, can't we? We don't need nobody to. But we often talk about grace and mercy, and we talk about it because it's real. And it allows us to be where we are right now. Even y'all sitting up there looking at me like a crow sitting on the fence listening to my big mouth. Keep living. Keep living. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
How many of y'all still dream? Let me see your hand. Dream. How do you dream?
last time I dreamed I was in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
In school?
Go to school?
Well, I'm doing Navarro College.
You in Navarro College now?
Yes.
Look at God.
Yes,
And what's your major?
It's like being out in communities and doing job skills, like all kinds of job skills and stuff.
He's a part of the Elevate program.
Praise God. Wow. Huh.
I don't do nothing.
What do you dream? Do you dream?
I do. I have dreamed that I'm running so fast that I can jump on trees and go from tree to tree. I've dreamed that. It's very weird.
What do you want to do? What do you dream to do while jumping on those trees? Because you know what? That tells me you got some energy. What do you want to use that energy to do?
I want to take care of the elderly. Because that's what I do best. I got 4 years nursing, 4 years private, and I'd like to get back into that.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Lord have mercy. Keep living.
I dreamed about my dog. It's the last dream I dreamed. I dreamed I was picking fleas off of her.
What do you dream that you want? What did you dream when you was small? What you wanted to do? What you wanted to be?
I wanted to help people all the time. That's I always dreamed. When I was younger, I always dreamed that I was helping somebody all the time. That's just.
Is that what you're working toward now?
That's what I think that's what I feel in my heart. I always have I always felt that I was ruthless, no feeling. I was a drug dealer for a long time, and I've done a lot of bad stuff. So I always felt like I was really ruthless and had no heart. But knowing Christ is He gives you, He takes away the stuff that hurts you and puts you down. So
you know what? You're in the right place, because you know what? You know what I got to think about? Doc, when you say that, you know a guy by the name of the Apostle Paul who was ruthless?
yeah.
That hurt a lot of folks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He probably wasn't selling drugs.
But guess what?
He was having the Christians
Killed, so you know what? I would take. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But look at it.
Yeah. You know Paul, you know who
Yeah.
We learned about
Yes.
2/3 of that New Testament for what he wrote. You in the right place. And it tells me, obviously, you're on the right road to fulfilling that dream. Because exactly what you're doing here is going to lead to just that. Like God said, eyes have not seen, nor ears heard, nor even entered into the heart of man what God has in store for us. Y'all, I'm telling you, keep living. Keep living. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Questions? Answers? Comments?
Our Father God is good.
Yes, He is, sweetheart. I'm telling you. You know what? I wasn't going to have a retirement because I was, again, me and my wife was married for 17 years. 17. In the discipline of gematria, that's what is known as Hebrew numerology. In the Hebrew language, letters have value. We were familiar with 3 and 7, complete 8, new beginning. In Hebrew numerology, 17 meant victory. Me and my wife had a victorious marriage. When I did the eulogy, I fulfilled her promise. I used to think, hey, you know what? And I always prepared that, you know what? She would be burying me. But obviously God had different plans. But those 17 years, there's victorious. Y'all, let me tell you. Last man standing. Keep living. Keep living. Keep dreaming. That's important. How many got children? Raise your hands high. Ask them. What do they dream to be? And then when you ask them, make sure you push them to keep dreaming. And that's just not a play on words. Push them to keep dreaming. Dreaming is synonymous with hope. And when you stop hoping, you die. Does that make sense? Deuces.
Indeed, it is important for us to dream. And it is vitally important that we take full advantage of the grace that God has extended towards us. And I know for some we go back to the early beginnings. You know, last year, I'm gonna say 2017. And I remember several saying, well, I want to sit where you sit. And I let you know you can, because I've sat where you are. And being a witness of that. And then taking this time, this opportunity that God has afforded each and every one, and working it. Because some we have been able to assist for up to 2 years, and others a year. But at the end of the day, that time passed. The sun keep rising and setting, rise and set, rise and set. And so